In the heart of London lies a square mile that doesn't just control Britain's wealth. Some say it controls the world's financial pulse, influencing markets far and wide. Welcome to the City of London, a financial fortress where power is consolidated in the hands of a few elite individuals and institutions. Here, the rules of the global economy are quietly rewritten behind closed doors, away from the public eye. This isn't just a financial hub. It's the nerve center of a global system where the true power brokers operate from the shadows, shaping the future of economies worldwide. This is where everything starts. From the outside, it might seem like just another financial district, bustling with activity and towering skyscrapers. But the City of London is no ordinary place. It holds secrets and stories that have shaped the world. Since its establishment in the 17th century, this tiny enclave has been the epicenter of global finance. But not for reasons you might think. Its influence has been profound and far-reaching. The creation of the Bank of England was a pivotal moment, and the rise of the London Stock Exchange marked a new era in financial trading. While the emergence of Lloyd's of London wasn't just about business, they were about control, power and influence. Today, that control has expanded far beyond Britain's borders, shaping the financial destinies of countries, corporations, and individuals worldwide, leaving an indelible mark on the global economy. The Bank of England isn't just a central bank, it's one of the oldest weapons of financial power, designed to manage not just Britain's economy, but exert influence on a global scale. Behind its thick walls, decisions are made that ripple through markets and impact the very fabric of global finance. And yet most people have no idea how this power is wielded or who truly benefits. The City of London operates almost like a state within a state. It has its own government, the City of London Corporation, which answers to no one but itself. This isn't democracy, it's corporate oligarchy. Businesses, not people, hold power here. So who's pulling the strings? Let's take a closer look at the institutions that control vast amounts of the world's wealth, starting with the London Stock Exchange. The London Stock Exchange may look like just a place for trading stocks, but don't be fooled by appearances. The vast amounts of wealth that flow through here allow a few powerful entities to shape the markets, influence governments, and manipulate entire economies. This isn't free trade, it's engineered to benefit the elites who sit at the very top. Lloyd's of London is a mysterious player. It doesn't insure people directly. It insures the insurers, acting as the ultimate risk manager for the world's wealthiest institutions. From global disasters to high-stakes deals, nothing moves without Lloyd's stamp of approval. But who really profits from all this risk management? It's not the everyday citizen, it's the financial elite who remain out of the spotlight. The City of London isn't just home to British financial institutions. Some of the world's most powerful banks and corporations are headquartered here. Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, Barclays. These are the real engines of global capitalism, the mega corporations that control everything from how your money moves to the policies of governments around the world. These aren't just banks, they are power structures in their own right, and when they work together, they're unstoppable. Canary Wharf might look shiny and modern, but don't be fooled. It's just another extension of the city's web of control. Trillions of dollars move through here every day, and much of it is tied to operations in tax havens, offshore banking, and hidden wealth, far from the prying eyes of regulators. The City of London is a global financial empire, and its reach extends into every corner of the world. It controls the bulk of global foreign exchange, with over $2.7 trillion moving through its channels every day. But here's the kicker. Much of this activity happens outside the scrutiny of the UK government, let alone any international authority. This is financial sovereignty at its most extreme. The city's real influence is wielded quietly. Politicians, regulators, and corporate leaders are all too eager to keep the city's engine running smoothly. Why? Because the city has a way of making or breaking political careers and governments. It's no coincidence that some of the most critical international deals and economic policies are crafted with heavy input from city executives. Behind the towering skyscrapers and bustling boardrooms lies an intricate web of lobbying, influence and deal-making that most people never hear about. This hidden world operates in the shadows, away from the public eye, yet it has a profound impact on our daily lives. London's Magic Circle law firms advise on trillion-dollar deals, shaping the global economy with every contract they draft and every negotiation they oversee. Hedge funds operate from behind the veil of secrecy, pulling strings that affect global markets. These financial powerhouses can make or break economies with their investment strategies and market manipulations. Private equity firms use the city as a launchpad to buy, sell and strip assets, leaving entire industries in ruin while profiting from the fallout. Their aggressive tactics often lead to job losses and economic instability, yet they continue to thrive. If you thought the power brokers in the city stopped at banks and insurers, think again. Behind the scenes, consulting firms, particularly the Big Four, play a pivotal role in shaping the financial industry. Deloitte, PwC, EY and KPMG aren't just accountants, they are the masterminds behind corporate strategies. They're the architects of modern corporate strategies, advising the world's largest corporations, banks and yes, even governments. But what's more concerning is the revolving door between these firms and the highest levels of government, creating a cycle of influence that is hard to break. The Big Four consulting firms influence the very fabric of the global economy. They help corporations and banks navigate regulatory loopholes, optimize taxes and engage in billion-dollar mergers. But their reach extends far beyond corporate boardrooms, infiltrating the highest echelons of power. They advise governments on policy decisions that often favor the very institutions they consult for. The same people crafting the rules are the ones being paid to help corporations play the game. This isn't a conflict of interest. It's a masterclass in control, where the lines between public service and private gain are blurred. Here's where it gets even more interesting and more controversial. There's a well-established revolving door between consulting firms and government, a phenomenon that perpetuates the cycle of influence. Partners at the Big Four often end up in high-ranking government positions, shaping economic policies and regulations. And when their time in government ends, many head right back into the private sector, consulting for the same firms they once regulated. This back-and-forth movement ensures that the interests of the few are always prioritized. It's a cycle of influence that keeps power in the hands of the few, creating an elite class that operates above the law. From tax policies to economic reforms, the fingerprints of consulting firms are everywhere. During crises like the 2008 financial meltdown, governments leaned heavily on the advice of these firms to fix the economy, often to the detriment of the general public. But their solutions often benefited the very corporations that paid them, while average citizens bore the brunt of austerity measures. The question is, how much of this influence happens in plain sight and how much is kept hidden from the public? The lack of transparency only adds to the complexity of the issue. In the City of London, power is concentrated not just in banks or stock exchanges, but in the seamless relationship between consultants and governments. This symbiotic relationship ensures that the status quo is maintained. It's a revolving door where the same people who advise on corporate takeovers and tax havens also craft the laws that govern them. This dual role allows them to shape the rules to their advantage, perpetuating a cycle of control and influence. The city is not just a financial district, it's a system where influence is traded as freely as currency. Understanding this hidden world is crucial to grasping the true dynamics of global power and finance. What makes the city even more extraordinary is its autonomy. The City of London Corporation has existed since medieval times and still governs this area independently. It answers to no higher authority, not even Parliament. Its mayor, the Lord Mayor of London, isn't a ceremonial figure. He's the leader of a financial machine that functions almost like a sovereign state. This autonomy is what allows the city to maintain its grip on global finance. But could the empire be in danger? Brexit has thrown the city's influence in Europe into question, and global financial hubs like New York and Singapore are vying for dominance. Fintech innovations like decentralized finance pose an existential threat to the old system, but make no mistake, the city has always adapted. It won't go down without a fight. So the next time you think about the global economy, remember this. The real power isn't in government buildings or public institutions. It's in the silent corridors of the City of London, where the world's wealthiest and most powerful silently shape the future. Who really controls the world? Perhaps it's the few players within these square-mile borders. Subscribe to Knowledge Drops, uncovering the hidden truths of the financial world.